Hey guys, it's Shan Crawford, and today I'm going to talk about how to get a raise. So, if you're here, you're likely here because you came to my new group or you saw a post or something like that that's related to how to earn your worth and your value in the workplace, and I want to help you to get there. So, this is one of the things that I'm going to discuss today so that I can help you know what kind of tools and tips and tricks you can use in order to get a raise. So, I have worked in management in several different jobs over the past decade. I have gone to different fields and started at entry level and have been promoted within 6 months, or I've been the first to be promoted, the youngest to be promoted, or I have been promoted in a job interview for an entry level position, or negotiated a pay raise because I knew exactly what it is that they were looking for or that they needed in order to say yes to giving you a raise. And one of the things that plays a big part in getting more money is taking on more responsibility, right? So even if there isn't a specific role that you can go for to get promoted to, you can still take on more responsibility, and for that more responsibility, you can negotiate getting paid more money. However, there are a lot of us that have taken on more responsibility already, and all we have to do is communicate that we've been doing that in the right way to the right person or people. I'm so sorry, my dog is like, Nala, thank you. To the right people so that you can ask for and get what you have been giving in the workplace. So the first thing you want to do is understand your workplace value. So you want to understand what your skills translate to at other jobs. And one thing that helps with this, you know how they have that phrase that says it's easier to get a job when you already have a job. It's because you have this energy that you're not desperate about getting a job, and it helps you to relax a lot more on job interviews. You're not as scared or as anxious, and giving off that anxious kind of vibe energy. It's just like when you if you're dating someone or someone has a crush on you and they're like desperate and they're giving you that desperate energy and they're like all over you, all up under you, and it turns you off, as opposed to someone who is a little bit more calm, reserved, held back, but they're expressing interest. It's the same thing as goes for getting a new job, and the same thing it goes for when you are expressing that you would like a raise, when you're coming with this desperate energy, like, I need to get paid more for what I have. You may feel that way, but when you're giving off that energy, sometimes that can turn off the people that you're talking to and kind of ruin your chances of getting that happen or really delay it. And you don't want that to happen. So it helps a lot when you're looking at other jobs. And it doesn't mean that you have to take another job. It's just that it helps to know, what are other jobs paying for what I have to offer? What kind of skill set can I use in another workplace that will pay me more money, so that I know that the skills that I'm using at my job and the responsibilities that I have are worth what I'm asking for, if that makes sense. And it does help in the end if you really, 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 really struggle, which this is something that I help people with one-to-one and I have a course for this as well, to help you to negotiate a salary and to get a salary raise and to get a promotion, just in case you have issues with it at work, like you have just, there's so many different factors that go into that, but these things that I'm telling you about today help definitely with you figuring out where to start and how to get the ball rolling as far as getting yourself what you deserve to be paid at your job. So if you have a especially difficult time getting a raise or getting your worth at your workplace, it helps to have other jobs on the horizon or have other options available to you so that you can actually get what you are worth being paid. Sometimes it takes walking away from one job to another in order for you to earn what you deserve to earn at a workplace. And a lot of us stay stuck at a place because we feel loyal to a company or we've been working there for very many years. And a lot of times that is keeping us stuck and keeping us undervalued. So it's very important that you understand your true value so that you can ask for what you're worth, and also give the energy of and the confidence that you deserve what you're asking for, so that when you ask for it, they're not trying extra hard to lowball you or continue to devalue you. So first, understanding your true value at your work. Second thing that you can do to help you is tweaking your skill set. So there are skills that you may have that you may not have been using in your workplace because you didn't know that it would be helpful to you. I remember when I went on this job interview, and I was working for myself for a while before I went on this job interview, and working for myself was spontaneous pay, and I needed a steady job, so I went back to work. And I didn't put on my resume that I was working for myself because I felt like you can't verify that. Because it's self-employment, you're the only person that can vouch that that you did what you did, instead of, when they like to call other workplaces and references to see what kind of work ethic that you have and what kind of skill set, what your strengths are and all of that kind of stuff, and if you'll be a good fit. But I just happened to mention it in the interview, not purposely or anything. It just happened. It just came out. I think maybe they asked me what I had been doing. I had been out for a year on my own. And they were like, why didn't you put that on your resume? You should put that on your resume because that says a lot about a person. It's a strong skill set to work for yourself. You have to be able to initiate your own work. You have to be able to be strong enough to start things, be confident. There's so many skill sets that you can vouch for when you've been working for yourself for a year. And ever since then, I put that on my resume. And I wasn't at that job for that long, but I will say that in that job interview, I was going in for an entry-level job position there, and I walked out of that job interview with a supervisor position because of the skill sets that I had and didn't even mention or talk about or put on my resume. And that's the purpose of me telling you this, is that sometimes we have skill sets and we have these strengths that we don't even recognize or realize is worth as much value as it is. And we need to evaluate that and assess what our skill set really is, and what kinds of things, if you talk a lot and you are able to network, and you do that anyway at your job, but you never put that on your resume, you never thought about it, you never gave it a second thought, but that's something that brings in accounts to the company. It brings in revenue, and you just do it naturally. You don't even think about it, and you're bringing value to the company, but you just aren't aware of it. And maybe your bosses are aware of it, but they haven't really formally recognized that. So sometimes you want to take a good look at your strengths and your skill sets and tweak them a little bit on your resume, tweak them, and just write down what your value. So we're going back to the first one, understanding your true value, writing down the things that you have to offer to this company and to other companies that are worth value and that are worth bringing up if you were to talk about getting a raise and to negotiate your salary. You want to take a definite stronger look at your skill set and tweak some of those things so that you can upgrade yourself without even having to do anything but take a good look at what you already have been doing, or what comes naturally to you, or what you have experience in, and then you can add to your responsibility list that will allow you to get yourself a raise. Okay. The third thing is applying for other jobs. That we kind of talked about that. That's what I meant by having confidence in what your skill level is when you hear back from other jobs or when you have other jobs calling you. Even if it's not your intent to go to another company, just hearing back from others that they're interested in you and knowing that someone else will pay you more money to do exactly what you're doing now at this company can help you to have the confidence to ask for a raise when you haven't had that confidence to do so before, or you're not sure how to go about it. That definitely will give you a leg up and give you an advantage when it comes to talking to your employer about giving you a raise. And then you want to communicate your value to the right person. So obviously, HR or your supervisor or whoever it is, you want to find who the right person is to talk about a raise with. And this is something that I go into depth with my clients. Because sometimes you can talk to someone about it and they will blow smoke up your behind and say, oh yeah, we'll consider that, and then it never happens. And that's something that I work on individually with my clients so that doesn't happen and it doesn't keep you running. It doesn't keep you in this position where you have been given the runaround. And they continue to do that because some people will do that. Some employers will try to do that because they don't know how to respond to you. They don't know how to say no. And sometimes they do know that you are worth more value, but they're trying to keep from paying you more money. So communicate your value to the right person. And then when you do these things, you want to negotiate what salary it is that you desire and what you think you deserve. And then, like I said, if it proves to be especially difficult, which, like I said, I work with my clients on this. If it is difficult, there's different things that you can do based on your employer's responses that can help with this. But if it proves to be especially difficult for you to get what you're worth at your current company, then the last thing would be to find another job that will value you for your worth, because you deserve to get paid. There are people out there that are getting paid more than you are now and doing less than what you're doing. So if you value yourself and you value what you do at work, you should consider that finding another job may be an option for you to earn and get a raise in a way that was unexpected, provided that these tools and tips that I gave you prove to be especially difficult. But like I said, you can also work with me if you would like. I work with my clients on how to respond and how to do different things and how to negotiate, how to communicate properly to your supervisor, your boss, or your employer about doing this so that it proves to be effective for you. So if that's something that you would like to work with me on, definitely just comment or DM me, or you can email me at Shan, like Jackie Chan, CHAN @beautyofgrowth.com. So hopefully this proved to be helpful to you today. Hopefully you wrote down some of the things that I talked about, and definitely ask me questions if you have any questions. I have done this so many times and have helped others do the same. So I would love to help you if you just reach out and ask. All right, so if I don't hear from you in that way, hopefully I will see you in another video, and thanks for watching.